Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Right Amount of Rant. I am your host, Rival, joined by Julian. This is the only podcast known to history that answers the age-old question, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Julian, do you know the answer to this?
I know the answer, and it is 7.
Good job, Julian. Good job.
Good morning, everybody, by the way.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All right. This is going to be a very video game oriented podcast today.
Yes.
We've got some news about some video game stuff going on. And I've got a little bit of a rant about some video game related stuff later on. So be prepared for that one. We've also got a review of a video game. We got some, that's about a month old news, but it's news we've been sitting on because it's actually quite important for, streaming services and whatnot. So you're going to hear some good stuff on that, and we're going to jump right in. Very first thing, this one is from Polygon about almost exactly a month ago today. Overwatch. Big game, big important thing. A lot of people know what Overwatch is. If you don't know what it is, ask a 5-year-old. They'll tell you immediately. As well as Call of Duty. Same answer, ask a 5-year-old. So these are very big games. These are very important games for like Twitch. These games are important to Twitch because there's an Overwatch league and there's a Call of Duty league. There's like an esports league and all these other things. They're like big moneymakers for Twitch, or they were, because guess what? Twitch no longer has them. They've moved exclusively over to YouTube. So the importance of this may be lost on some people. Ultimately, what you need to understand is that lately, Twitch has been taking a lot of blows to their market share. Twitch used to be pretty much the monopoly of streaming, video game streaming, and whatnot, those kinds of things.
Well, they still kind of are, but not as prevalent as earlier years.
Oh, no, they're still the big kid in class, but they're not as big as they used to be.
True.
They've lost a lot of market share toward things. They've lost, well, with this Overwatch League, especially with the Overwatch League, major loss with that going over to YouTube. YouTube of all places. And then, of course, with Call of Duty, I don't really follow Call of Duty that much, but I really enjoyed watching
Me neither, yeah.
I enjoyed watching the Overwatch League. That was actually quite fun. And, putting it over on YouTube, that's a heck of a hit to them. That was some definite money they lost. And then, of course, with Ninja deciding, you know what, I don't want to be on Twitch anymore. Those guys can suck it. He moved over a while back over to Mixer.
Yes.
And apparently there's been several other ones who've moved over to Mixer, several other big names who've moved over to Mixer, and Twitch isn't quite the name that it once was. Twitch no longer holds that sacred crown of being the only big kid in class. Mixer's coming up. Apparently there's a couple other things. Apparently YouTube, I forget who it was, but YouTube recently signed a major streamer to exclusively stream on YouTube.
We got Lazar Beam, an Australian Fortnite player, I think it is.
Well, apparently from what I'm seeing right here is, let me see. So it's the headline on this one says YouTube signs 3 video stars to combat Amazon's Twitch and fast-growing Facebook. And well, first of all, I would never stream on Facebook. That's just Facebook. Get out of here. Yeah. Google owns YouTube, announced exclusive live streaming deals with 3 popular iGamers. What the? No, just stop trying to add stupid things into all this. What's with all the fucking pop-ups? Stop.
They need money. They'll get dipped from your ads that you don't click somehow. That's how ads work, right?
They can suck the money from my left ass cheek. So let's see. There's a guy who goes by the name of Laserbeam, or a lady. I don't really know. There's Muselk. I don't know.
Muselk.
Muselk. Muselk.
Or Elliot Watkins.
I'm just saying Muselk.
Yes.
And Rachel Valkyrie Hofstetter. It's a very pretty girl, too. So these 3 are, ironically, they only show her picture. She's a very pretty girl. I'm sure I can see why they have that.
Yeah, they really don't show much in the article, and we really don't know much about it. And by that, I mean, we don't know anything about these guys and gal.
And that's the thing. In 2018, Twitch had, they had around about 67% of the overall market share. Right now they have 61, which doesn't seem like a huge loss, but that's in only 1 year, and we're in 2020, so we're moving quicker and quicker, and they're losing more and more ground. Somehow, Facebook went from 3.1% of streaming to 8.5%. Like, what? Who is streaming on Facebook?
Well, apparently 8% of the people who stream are
apparently
from Facebook.
8.5% of people.
Jesus.
Which is ironic because Mixer went from 2 to 2.6. But like, what? What?
Since when Facebook is better at gaming streaming?
Well, they're not better. They're not better. Let's not throw around adjectives like better.
Dude, they have more people streaming on Facebook gaming than on Mixer. What is going on in this world? What is this?
I don't know. Maybe it's 5-year-olds who mom won't let them stream on Mixer, so they do it on Facebook so all the friends and family can watch.
But you cannot join Facebook unless you're 14.
That's not true.
I mean, you can still lie to the system, but
you can lie to the system. Let's be perfectly honest. I know people who have made accounts for their newborn children.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
That I still think it is completely wrong, but you do you.
Yeah, that's creepy is what that is, but we're getting sidetracked and that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, like, I don't know. I would have to check out YouTube streaming for me to like really, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I take that Google is trying to be everything and failing at some Stadia. But
Stadia, Google Plus.
I don't see YouTube as a streaming service at all.
No, I don't really either. That's the thing is that I never really thought of YouTube as being a streaming service because I know there's an option literally on there. You can just go, all right, I'm going live. Boop. Like you can do that.
Yeah.
Like I don't trust them. I don't know. So
it's like when Twitch trying to become the new YouTube by letting you add your videos onto your channel, and it doesn't work.
Oh no, it works. It just sucks.
Well, it sucks. Yeah, it really sucks.
Yes, it sucks.
I don't know if Mixer is doing the same thing, but Twitch and YouTube being what the other is best at, I don't know, it didn't work for me.
That really surprises me because I absolutely hate Facebook's layout. I think it's boring as hell. And I go on like Mixer and I'm like, this feels intuitive. It feels good. And then YouTube is YouTube. I mean, it's just all thumbnails to me.
Yeah,
so.
it's just a bit of a mess, but it's a mess we kind of adapted to.
Yeah, well, that's that. So really, Twitch is losing ground quickly to all of these different people signing all these new people over to. Yeah, so yeah, Ninja went over to Mixer in August, and I was just like, hell yeah, get that stuff out of there.
I still think it's a good thing he did because it makes, he has a lot of followers that can easily move over, and that really gets to show how much power does Twitch actually have. It's not Twitch having the power, it's actually the streamers.
Well, the streamers have some power, but not as much as they need with Twitch. Twitch still screws them over hard.
No, of course.
Twitch is not really fair in their assessment of how they do things and their algorithms and stuff. And they heavily favor people that like Twitch. My big issue with Twitch, we'll get into the rant later, but I'll give you a little taste, a little nibble right now. One of my issues with Twitch is the fact that there's no such thing as a real ban from them. You can show body parts that should never be shown on camera. And you get a little slap on the wrist. So that's that. That's for me. That's for there right there.
Right.
But that's one of the things I like about the other ones is that, man, they can just go, you do some of the stuff you do on Twitch, you're banned for life.
Oh.
It's like there's some actual rules over there. So yeah, but like I'm glad to see that the market share is being diversified, that Overwatch League is like, and I tell you what, man, you read that article about Overwatch going over there. There's so many people getting pissed. And they're like, okay, so is YouTube going to reimburse me for my Overwatch League emotes for Twitch? No. Of course they're not, dumbass. They have no obligation to reimburse you for money that you paid another company.
Well, sucks to be you, I guess.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I don't know if they're going to be allowed to use the emotes on Twitch once the league starts up on YouTube. I think it might be contractually obligated they're not allowed to use copyright materials over there since they no longer have the contract for Overwatch League. So they may not be able to use those emotes those people paid for.
Oh, boy.
Which I find funny. It's like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, but I mean, some people they lost money already on paying stuff like that. But wow. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that part. Maybe they're going to do something on YouTube. Maybe they're going to like port it over at some point, or maybe
no, they're never porting over anything. That would be a requirement to communicate between Twitch and YouTube, and they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
For people to have little tiny, what is it, like 30 by 30 pixel images? No. They're never going to do that. That is not going to be worth their time.
You never know.
Well, you're right. I never know. All right. So that's that. But I love seeing the market share get, challenged. And, Twitch used to be the big boy in class, and now they're having to fight for it. And they're getting closer and closer to that 50 mark. I mean, still 50% is still a good chunk of the market share. But, you've got the other ones pulling up. Google's YouTube is over a quarter. And I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, it goes to show that it's actually suffering some. Well,
and they should. They got into a place where they were comfortable and everything just like they took people for granted. They took a lot of people for granted. So, it's one of those things. So, and apparently there is someone who was signed exclusively for Facebook Gaming in September of last year.
Ooh. Who is it? What is it?
Amanda Otto, also known as Ethine. Too many freaking vowels. What's with your name? Eithien.
Hey, at least it's not like Prince that uses numbers for vowels.
Dude, okay, you want to get into a side rant about Prince?
Yes.
Do you know why Prince made himself an unpronounceable symbol?
I have no idea.
It's because his record label was screwing him over, and he wouldn't let him. They were like screwing him over so bad, and he wanted to leave the label, but they wouldn't let him leave. So he ended up going to a different label.
Right.
But he was not able to produce anything under the name of Prince, so he turned himself into a name that was unpronounceable.
Yeah, written by a 5-year-old.
So he was the artist formerly known as Prince, so he was able to produce music. Everybody knew it was Prince, but the old record label that was fucking him over the whole time wasn't able to sue him because he wasn't calling himself Prince.
It's just 1-3. Yeah, no, it doesn't
Prince
really
is
work.
actually Prince. God, rest in peace, Prince. Prince was actually really intelligent when it came to handling things. That man was like, credit where credit is due. That man was very capable of like walking through the traps and whatnot of like dealing with companies and stuff. He was still really weird. He was still really weird and kind of freaked me out. So credit where credit's due. I know his music is fantastic, but it's one of those things where you just go, Prince is really effeminate and masculine at the same time. I don't feel comfortable with either of these. So,
well, when you look at Michael Jackson, he was all over the place with the stuff, but he was really, really talented when it came to composing music.
See, we're getting into a music side rant. This whole thing none of this was planned. Michael Jackson was incredibly good with what he did.
Yes.
And it's so sad that so many people still think that the allegations that went up against him about him being a pedophile are true. When like this man was so rich. If he wanted to do what what they claimed he did, he could have gotten away with it easily. And that's not even my argument for why I feel like he didn't do it. All the stuff that he was accused of like molesting those boys and stuff. It's just because the allegations are so thin on everything. You know what I'm talking about, right, Julian?
Yes.
It's so sad because like I remember somebody's like, yeah, but Michael Jackson, when he had, like kids over. Yes, it's a little strange, but Michael Jackson was a little strange. So that doesn't mean he molested anybody.
Dude, we're talking about the guy who grabbed his baby by the armpits, hold it aside from the window and pull it back.
Yeah, a little weird.
If that's not freaking terrifying, then I don't know what is.
Well, the baby's really like, calm down. Yeah. I'm not even going to get into that. That was definitely in the I'm too stressed to think straight kind of.
Yes. Also, we're going all over the place. I apologize for that.
So the thing is that they were like, yeah, Michael Jackson, yeah, he used to sleep in the same room with kids. Yeah, but you don't understand. His bedroom is bigger than my house. So if he's sleeping in his normal bed and there's a guest bed on the other fucking side of the house, they still slept in the same room, but
in a different section of the room.
It's a different section of the room. It's almost its own room, just without walls. So no. Anyway, that's fine. That's my little point right there. I don't think Michael Jackson did what they said that he did.
From Michael Jackson to Prince, back to YouTube and streaming.
Back to YouTube. Yeah, where you can look up Thriller, one of the best albums of all time. So back to the Twitch topic. Yeah, like I keep saying, I've said it multiple times now. Glad to see the market share going elsewhere. I never in my life would have thought that YouTube would have more than 25% of the online video game streaming market. Like what?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that either.
Like I just don't think of it like that at all.
Because then again, YouTube, we know it as a video, well, it's not a video streaming service, but just a video posting system. I would have never thought that YouTube would be as a, what do they call it?
Well, technically it is a video streaming service.
Yeah, but I mean, not live.
No, it's not a live streaming service.
Live streaming service. Yeah, I would have never thought either.
Or at least not in my opinion, but apparently it and Facebook are doing better than Mixer, and I'm just like, what fucking world do I live in?
That is mind-blowing, yes.
What world do I live in where I was like, no, Mixer's like number 2, right? No, you're not, Mixer. No, Mixer, you are not number 2. You are well below number 2.
You naive boy.
Oh, you naive boy. Now, here's the thing. I would love to see what the market share is, because this was written in January 13th of this year, and it doesn't really tell me anything of after Ninja and Shroud both went to Mixer. So it's hard to say exactly what the exact market share shows now with Mixer, but like if it only bumped up 0.6%, that's sad. because they've got a great platform over there. I really do have to admit, they got a great platform over there.
It's kind of overwhelming at first, but it's very good.
Yeah, Facebook's gaming, watch, play, share. No, screw off. Get out of here. I don't want to watch anything on Facebook. Good God.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I would either bother using Facebook because, come on, man, it's Facebook.
You know what Facebook reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of like an ex who is really gossipy and just wants to keep telling you shit about people that you no longer talk about or no longer see. You don't want to meet them anymore.
Yes.
Hey, did you hear about what your Aunt Grace did? I really don't give a fuck, Facebook. Well, she liked to post by that chick that you don't listen to anymore. Like, thanks. I'm so glad that they're talking still.
Thanks. Another topic. I don't give a shit. Thank you, Facebook.
It's an X, and that's the thing. I say it's an X because if you ever try to leave Facebook, ooh, do they get pissy?
Do they?
Ooh, they get pissy. They said, "Oh, you really want to leave? Are you sure you want to leave? Hit yes 18 more times if you really want to leave. Okay, you can leave, but we're keeping all your fucking pictures." Like, Jesus Christ, Facebook. Yeah, so any pictures that have been posted that you've posted, apparently Facebook's policy is like, okay, but we're not getting rid of any of your pictures. Like,
yeah.
What?
I don't like that a single bit. Nope, I don't like that.
Yeah, Facebook. No, I don't
fair,
know. I don't know who uses Facebook anymore. Is it old people? Is it old people that use Facebook anymore?
Well, my family still use it.
How old is your family?
Remember I have a twin. My twin uses it.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
I do have a twin.
Do not. You have a brother who hates English. You do not have a twin. That's a side note. I hate to say this. I'm gonna bring up some of Julian's dirty laundry real quick.
Oh,
is that if his brother's at home in the room, he's not allowed to speak English.
No, I'm actually not allowed to speak at all because he wants peace and quiet.
You're not allowed to speak at all.
I mean, not at all. Like, having a conversation is fine, but it's not
that fake twin in the balls and tell him I said you could do it and say everything in English. Because fuck him. Fuck that. So, oh my God, Julian, shut up. Or hold on. El Juliano, shut up the fuck-o. Trying to sleep-o.
I'm dying over here. Send help. I need an adult.
He needs an adult. I'm an adult.
You're not. Okay.
I am an adult. Fuck, I'm older than you.
Yes, that is
By
true.
nearly a decade, I'm older than you. Shut up. No, I was like, first of all, I knew of the English part. Like, I just always assumed your brother hated English, and I still think he does, regardless of whatever you tell me after this point.
He's trying to learn it, so he has a grasp of what I'm saying sometimes.
But you're like, no, I'm not allowed to speak at all. What do you mean you're not allowed to speak? It's your room.
Sure, but if I go like this right now, screaming out loud to a microphone.
No one said scream. Obviously, be a little, be polite. But don't ever talk. Shut the fuck up for I punch you in the nutso and slam you into the wallow.
Stop, I'm dying.
I don't know why this is so funny when Julian laughs when I get like borderline Spanish racist.
Oh God. Oh boy.
I just want to hear that your brother woke up, looked over at you and said, "Why you laugh-o?" This is so dumb. Why is this so funny?
So stupid.
This is so stupid.
Funny. I just find it hilarious.
Okay, well, you know what? That's a good point. So, no. Julian's dirty laundry is his brother apparently doesn't allow him to talk whenever he's in the same room. His twin, which means he has no more authority than him. Which one of you is older?
Technically, I am the older one of the two.
Well, then you kicked your younger brother in the balls. This is dumb. I would have said the same thing. I would have said older instead of younger.
This is when I should be the yes man, agreeing to everything you say, even though that's a bad thing.
Fuck, yes. Your brother's allowed to push you around.
It's not that he's pushing me around. We're just, trying to be
different
trying to
culture.
Respect each other.
Yeah, I got it. America.
Imagine you're in a room. You're in a living room. You have your computer there. You have your television there. You have your. Let's say you have your brother.
My computer in my living room. There'd be a lot more weird sessions, but whatever.
What I'm trying to get at. Let's say you have your laptop. Let's say you have your laptop in the living room and there's a TV there and your non-existent brother is there and you're like, oh yeah, you talk to your friends through a voice call and stuff like that, like we're doing right now, like recording a podcast. let's say he's doing that and you're sitting watching TV. Wouldn't you want him to shut the fuck up?
Yes, but he was there first, so I go find something else to do.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah. I mean, guess what? If I was in there first watching TV and then you came in there and started getting loud and shit, yeah, I'd tell you shut the fuck up. Take your very portable computer to a different fucking room and do it that way.
Okay.
Now, if it's a desktop and it's in the living room, I'd be like, why the fuck is there a desktop in my living room? But go move that shit. Instead of playing with your friends, find a different location, hook that shit up remotely, and get the fuck out of the living room. So that's my response to that. So yeah, no, it's I don't know. It's just no. I'm just a hard no on that one. Now, again, if they're playing that and they're being loud and they're having their little, friend fun time session with their friends who speak a different language than what I do, I would just be like, okay, well, this is not a place I want to be because it's going to be full of a whole lot of O's and stuff, and I don't know how to speak any of this stuff, so I'm going to leave the room. I can't turn on my TV loud enough to shut you the fuck up or shut you out.
And even then, you would be like, turn that thing down, pretty much.
Yeah, then I'd punch you in the dick. But then again, I'm aggressive, so I'm a bit on the aggressive side.
Why punch him? Give him the kick. That's easier.
It's really not. Kicks are harder to aim.
Well, giving with the knee.
Knees aren't really as powerful as people think they are.
But they are harder than the feet.
No, they're not.
Are they?
No. If you kick properly with the ball of your foot, this is coming from a man who's had more than his fair bit of training on the subject. No, if you kick with the ball of your foot, it hits like you're hitting them with a brick.
Oh, Jesus.
I promise you, it's very strong, and you've got way more leverage and speed and power to a kick than you do to a knee. Knees are not nearly as damaging.
Sure, but you do have more weight on the knee.
Nope.
Don't you?
Nope. Promise you. You can break a nose with a knee. You can shatter a skull with a kick.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Huh. Then I got the concept completely wrong.
I promise you, if you come at me trying to knee me, I'm going to giggle and kick you as hard as I can.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to knee you in the face, not before I kick you in yours.
Well, I mean, I did get kneed in the balls and it really hurt, but I
survived.
It
really hurt. Did you cough up blood?
No.
What kind of fucking tangent and podcast are we on today?
I have no idea. Shit. We're playing this by ear.
You know what? We need to find a good centering point. We've gone off the rails here. We're pulling it back in. This is the right amount of rant. We talk about whatever the fuck pops up. So if this is where we are.
Yes. We're all over the damn place.
This is what we are. This is where we are. Meats. Is there something you need?
And now he shows up.
Is this what we're doing?
What is he doing?
We're halfway through the podcast and you're being a douche again.
He's being what he's named after.
A douche?
Yes.
My cat's name's not French for clean.
At least he's not named Black Velvet anymore.
We don't bring up his slave name. So here's the thing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to jump over to I'm closing that out because we're going over to Florida Man. We have to cleanse. We got to get back on topic. We got to cleanse. We have to cleanse.
We went bonkers here. Oh my God.
I'm reining this hard in. All right. This one comes from a news source I don't normally go to. It's theblaze.com. But, whatever. I looked up Florida Man. This one popped up. They had the best headline. So this is what we're going to. Florida man tries to evade police by stripping off his clothes. Stakes fall out instead, and he gets tased to the he gets a taser to the genitals.
Oh God! Wow, that was complete about a knee in the freaking balls.
Yep, tased in the balls.
Wow. Well, I mean, you still get electrocuted all over the body, so I don't know how worse could it be.
I don't know. Well, straight to the balls. A Florida man was arrested after trying to steal ribeye steaks in the buff, according to a USA Today article. Authorities responded to a phone call Friday night notifying police that Stefan Short, a 28-year-old man from DeLand, Florida, was attempting to shoplift from a local grocery store in DeLand. Witnesses to the the man was stealing ribeyes, say the ribeye steaks were falling out of Short's pants as he defrocked. What the fuck? Defrocked. Defrock. Deprive a person in holy orders of certain status, deprive someone of professional status, or...
Trying to look up the word defrock, I ended up finding the word defuck.
That's a different
Thank you, Urban Dictionary.
Okay, so I just looked up the word defrocked, and it does not mean what they're implying here. As he decloaked himself I don't know. It says defrocked. I think they don't know what the word means.
Well,
I don't think that means what you think it means. In an attempt to escape those stakes, 4 packs were worth about $41. Okay, when police arrived on the scene, they witnessed Short stripping naked and attempting to get away from the store on foot. When it was clear that Short refused to stop, authorities deployed a taser and forced him to stop. He was later taken to a nearby hospital for treatment, as it was determined that one of his taser's prongs struck him in the genitals. Authorities charged Short with resisting an officer without violence, resisting a store employee while committing a theft, and first-degree petty theft. So I love how it just says his genitals. It doesn't say anything about, like,
body
what part
parts.
of his genitals. Was it his balls? Did you get the prong stuck in his dong? Is that what just happened?
I just have one question. In what mindset do you have to be to assume that stripping down?
Are you questioning Florida Man?
Yes, I am questioning Florida Man because this doesn't make any sense. I know it's Florida Man, and I know it doesn't have to be making sense.
This is the 19th episode that we've done, and we've done Florida Man for nearly all of them, and you're questioning Florida Man?
Yes. Why? Yeah, why am I asking?
You're already in the wrong spot because you're questioning Florida Man. You're questioning Florida Man. Why would you do that?
There are better ways.
There are better ways, but he couldn't find them in the moment, so he showed his balls.
Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of tasers.
Great balls of tasers. Or dongs of tasers. We don't know.
Dongs of tasers, yep. We don't know. Genitals.
He got a prong stuck in his dong. That's all I'm saying.
And that will tickle for a while.
No taser-o in my balls-o, please-o.
Go on.
Okay.
Oh, go on.
All right, so we got 2 more Florida Man we're going to do after our next topic that we do have planned, despite the fact that we're how many minutes in? We're quite a ways in, and we have no idea how the hell we got that far in. So, all right. So the next topic we're going on to is actually a video game review. We've done one of these once before, and this is something that Julian wanted to talk about because we've played quite a bit of this lately together. It's a co-op game.
Oh, yeah.
It's a forced co-op game, and it's a game called Keep Talking and No One Explodes, or Nobody Explodes.
Nobody explodes. Well,
Nobody
still
explodes.
no one.
Keep talking and nobody explodes. So it's a game about bomb defusal, but it's very dumbed down, almost like cartoonish level of, like, it's got like little panels that have like Simon Says on it. It's like it's still difficult. Make no mistake.
Oh goodness, it is.
It's still a difficult game, but it's not realistic by any measure. But, you know, it's one of those things where I was a little hesitant to try the game because I was like, oh, God, this is going to be weird. But the premise is that one person, and it has to be two, cannot play this on your own unless you want to be a cheater, basically.
You technically could play solo, but that is not the way the developers intended you to play it.
Correct. Forced co-op in a way, yes. One person can only see the bomb and all the different panels and modules and stuff on it. And one person can only see the manual on how to defuse all the things. And on most of them, you get you get 2 strikes, and the 3rd strike causes you to mess up. So basically, a strike is if you make a mistake.
Yes.
If you make a mistake, things change, and you have a certain timer on the clock, and then the lights can go out in the room, and the freaking alarm clock can go off for no freaking reason.
Who sets an alarm in the freaking bomb defusal situation?
I said, throw that thing against the wall and break it. There's no reason to be an alarm clock in here. It doesn't.
But it tells you the real time.
I know it does, but that doesn't assist me in defusing a bomb, does it, Julian?
that is true. Unless there is as far as I could read the manual, there is no module that requires looking at the real time of your computer. So yeah, maybe there's a mod for it. Who knows?
God, I hope not, because I don't care.
I think it would be interesting.
And that's another thing, is that the community for this game has made so many mods that are fully supported by the game and the developers themselves. There are so many different mods. This game has an almost endless replayability because of these mods and because of so much stuff that you can do. The difficulty ramps up just throughout the normal game mode. Me and Julian have barely gotten better.
Yes, we're actually getting a little better, but we forgot to mention every single bomb you try to defuse is randomized. It has different values, different positions, and there's so many things to take in consideration, like the amount of batteries the bomb has, or the different ports it has, if the serial number, it's not even a number, it's an alphabetic serial code. It has a vowel or a number, if it is even or odd.
Yes.
There's so many things to take in consideration consideration before defusing the bomb. Luckily, everything is displayed correctly in the manual. Well, correctly. Yeah, it is displayed in the manual.
You have to pay attention, and there has to be a firm grasp of communication between the two people playing. And with all of that, it sounds like it's almost insurmountable because of how difficult things can get. But honestly, I think the game does a really good job of slowly ramping up the difficulty so you get used to it as you go. I think the game is a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness, yes, it is a lot of fun, especially when you play with more than one person reading the manual. It is hilarious.
Yeah, but apparently I'm the better one reading the manual.
Oh yeah, you're the better one. By far, you're the better one.
Yeah, because you were giving me all this extra information. I'm just like, shut up. Does it say A or C? Just click that. Just click that if it says A or C. I'm not writing all this extra shit down. So yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's we actually have a couple of YouTube videos up. I'll include that in the links in the description. So feel free to check those out. Those were actually a lot of fun. That was me and Julian doing those. Yes. Julian also has one on his channel. There's another one coming up soon where I'm actually reading the manual for him, and we get into some deep shit. We get into some really hard stuff. What was it? It was like 5 modules, 3 minutes or something?
No, we got 5 modules, 5 minutes. And 2 of them were the memory one, and that was BS because we failed on one, and we got to start from the beginning of that one.
Yeah, some of them, that's the thing, is that like you have to do something relatively simple 5 times, and if you make a mistake, it just starts you all over, and that's time that you've lost, and it really sucks.
Not to mention, adding a strike makes the timer go faster.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense, let's be honest.
How is that? Yeah, it really...
You're screwed up. It's not 5, 4... 3, 2.
No, it's 5, 4, 3,
2. Like, no.
Jesus Christ.
Why did you speed up by nearly 50%? That's not cool. It's not fun at all, man. So
it's not that it just speeds up for 30 seconds or no, it goes faster until you defuse it or it blows up.
And it blows up real easy.
And on second strike, it goes even faster.
All I'm saying is when things start going haywire and I know that I'm going to lose, I go out like a boss. I clip something I know I shouldn't be clipping, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm going out like a boss. This is my game. I'm going.
And also, there are a set of modules we haven't touched upon that they're called needy modules.
Yes, those are modules that can never be disarmed.
It will give you a few seconds to do whatever it needs to do, and then it will reactivate, and that is another label of bullshit.
Yeah, it reactivates after a short amount of time. Yeah.
We haven't touched upon those yet, but eventually we'll get to them.
What's this eventually shit? Oh my god, no.
What are you talking about? You don't want to do it?
Oh my god, Julian, you're gonna kill me.
I'm up to that. Let's do it. Yeah.
The best part is whoever's reading the manual, like this can be played from anywhere as long as the one person is on a computer, playing the game. Like I could be on Discord.
Yeah, that's actually how we did it.
So like I could be on my toilet on my phone with Discord up and reading the manual, and I could be doing it from there. I could be taking a poo while helping him record.
This game is also available for Android and iPhone, so you can always take it with you on your phone and on your Switch. I have no idea how those play in those, but it's ported in so many consoles here and devices. You have no excuse to not play it.
But overall, I would give, I don't know, Julian, out of 10, how much would you give that game?
I'll give it an 8. I think it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, but you have to have somebody who's...
Yeah, someone who's willing to put up with your bullshit.
If you have somebody that gets like super upset and super frustrated really easily, do not play this game with them. It's not going to be a good time. And if you think you're that person, ignore all of our recommendations because you're going to lose friends. Don't do it.
Can we say it's in the same level as Mario Party levels of friendship breaking?
No, I'd say this one's probably more.
More? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is one huge statement.
Well, because part of it is with Mario Party, you can say that the game is screwing you over.
Are you telling me to keep talking nobody explodes doesn't screw you over?
No, it does screw you over, but everything is very obvious that it's going to screw you over if that's the case. Basically, if you fail, it's a failure of communication between you and your partner. That's what it comes down to. The game with the manual tells you exactly what needs to be done. It never lies to you. It never gives you any kind of false hope.
Oh, yeah,
it tells you exactly what it is.
It really doesn't.
Mario Party, you've rolled, 3 10s in a row and suddenly you have 3 stars? You had 1 star a minute ago. Now you have 3 stars in Mario Party. You can eat a bag of dicks. So it's one of those where like, you landed on the character that steals things for other people. Oh, you're going to steal my star and I was already in last place? Oh, you're a fucker. That's that kind of stuff. that breaks friendships because there's so much easy choice, and that's a competitive one. This is supposed to be cooperative, which I think is the downside of it, is that it's cooperative. So if you got a friend who's got like a heavy temper, like just ready to blow their pop, and they're like, what do you mean? This absolutely doesn't look like an alien pushing a button for an elevator. The fuck are you talking about? I mean, like, that's the thing. If they are like, I can't fucking see it. So it's one of those things where like it's really hard to describe until you've done this a few times, but it's a lot of fun. If you've got friends that are just like want a challenging game, but it's also fun and you can be cooperative, I highly recommend the game. I would give it an 8 out of 10 as well.
Heck yeah.
It's simplistic, but God, there are so many mods. So yeah, it's a game, give it out there. And of course, the beauty of it is that with things like, remote play and whatnot, you can actually share your games. And only one person actually has to own the game. And then you can share the game, and then, the manual's online, so you don't have to pay for that.
And there's only one manual as far as we know. They might get updates every now and then, but this game is from 2015, so it hasn't been updated for a bit.
Depending on the version you're playing. As in like the Switch version and whatnot.
They still use the same manual, as far as I know.
Slightly different control schemes, but
sure.
the gist is the same. So It's not like, you have to go to manual 1.8 and you're on manual 1.7. You're fucked. No, it's always consistent manual. They update everything. So It's a lot of fun. 8 out of 10. We both recommend it. Thumbs up. So give that a shot. Check it out. Keep talking and nobody explodes. I always say
we keep getting it wrong.
Keep talking and nobody explodes. Great game. Lots of fun.
Yes, and if you need a bomb defusing game from the freaking 90s, or 80s actually, Bomb Squad for the Intellivision. That's your bomb defusing game.
What the
never played it.
Fuck are you going on about?
I mean, if you want to play this game, but you don't have a friend to play it, just go play Bomb Squad for the Intellivision. Pretty much kind of the same deal, but...
Who has an Intellivision?
Nobody!
Why do you know this? Did you just Google this?
No.
You just Googled this, didn't you? I'm going to leave. I'm going to take you to the only place that you would fit in America. We're going back to Florida. We're going back to Florida.
Florida man!
Florida man! Florida man arrested in Montana after 78 pounds of meth found in van.
What?
Yeah,
okay.
So it's a lot of meth.
In Montana? What is Florida man doing in Montana? Why am I asking this question? Continue, please.
A Florida man can drive wherever the fuck Florida man wants to go, and he found himself in Montana with, 78 pounds of meth in a van. Okay. A Florida man who was pulled over after authorities said he was speeding on Interstate 90 in south central Montana faces a federal drug charge in a bust the Montana Department of Justice says was the largest meth seizure ever made in a traffic stop in the state.
Wow. It's just 70 pounds.
So you made history. How much is 78 pounds in kilograms?
That would be 35 kilograms. That is,
I was going to say it's about 30,
much.
37.
35.
Okay, that's a lot.
I mean, it's still meth. I know.
It's meth.
Meth.
It's meth.
Meth.
You only need a couple of ounces to get high.
Nope, 35 kilograms or 78 pounds.
All right,
Jesus Christ.
Nicholas James Imhoff, 29, was arrested February 11th after authorities say a trooper found 78 pounds of methamphetamine in his rental minivan during a traffic stop near Columbus, the Billings Gazette reported. He made an initial court appearance Tuesday in Billings on a charge of possession of methamphetamine with an intent to distribute. He did not enter a plea. U.S. Magistrate Judge Timothy Kavan ordered Imhoff detained pending further proceedings, court record said. His attorney, Lance, I don't give a fuck who any of these people are. Can we get to the fun stuff? The man speeding through the state got pulled over, found meth in his car, and then, oh shit, it's all bad.
Busted.
It's all bad.
Poor guy. No, what the hell am I to say?
Poor guy,
man?
Screw that. That's dumb. Yeah. So, Julian, we're going to move on from the meth head.
Okay.
Real quick. What happens when you're like, when it's the winter in your house?
Yes.
Do you turn on the heat? Like, how do you get your house nice and warm?
Well, I did turn on the heat. I should use my AC, but the AC doesn't have the heat function. So yeah, I'm using the heater.
So what other methods for warming up a house do you think there might be?
Other than a heater or, cooking.
Cooking would raise the temperature of the house. This is true. You could probably turn on the oven and like let it warm up a bit and then like creak it open just a smidgen, kind of like produce a little heat like that.
Yeah, that would consume a lot of gas or electricity.
That's not the most efficient way to do it, but let's say your heaters or let's say your furnace is out, you might want to do something.
Yes.
So Florida man had a different idea.
Oh goodness, what did he do?
Florida man, perhaps unfamiliar with cold weather, sets house on fire to keep warm.
What? What? How did he set up I mean, that's not a real question. Well, never mind. All the questions I bring
All
here
the questions are questioning Florida man.
are stupid questions, yes.
So, a man in St. Petersburg, Florida was arrested Tuesday morning, January 21st of this year, for setting a fire inside his apartment to stay warm. 66-year-old. He is more than 6 decades old, and this man still didn't know how to turn on a furnace. Allegedly set fire to a stack of paperwork in his apartment around 3 a.m. And police report the flames were large enough to set off smoke detectors. No one was injured, but the dude's name is OK Rant. Rent. It literally spells OK Rent. And it was an apartment, so that's actually quite funny to me. Has been charged with arson in the first degree. Police also say they had several other options available to him that could have helped him get warm. So apparently his furnace was working, but he just wanted to set fire to some paperwork on his desk.
I mean, before freaking burning the house, call for help. That won't hurt you. Or maybe it will if it's another Florida man whose idea matches with yours.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, you know what? I don't want to see those bills either. Let's light up this house.
Some people want to see the world burn.
Jesus Christ. Florida man, what are we going to do with you, Florida man? We can't just keep doing this. We cannot just keep meeting like this. It's just... Oh.
Although for the time being, just keep it this way. Don't go for the murder side. We don't like those, please.
We don't like the murder side. This is very true. This is very true.
Just keep the ones you get taste in the balls and taste while hanging on the ceiling.
You can taste anybody in the balls you want. That's my opinion. Just you're gonna go to jail, but whatever.
You got a story. I've been tasting the balls and I survived.
I got a prong in my dong. Well, I mean, it's not gonna kill you.
No, but it's gonna hurt for quite a bit.
Yeah, that's actually probably why they took him to the hospital about getting tased in the balls.
It's a sensible area.
They were like, oh shit, we tased him in the nuts. Oh god, we gotta get rid of that.
Just don't use this as a new method of turning yourself on. No, please
you know
don't.
What?
I know
No
you're
jerko
crazy.
offo with tasero?
No, please, no. No.
You know what? Julian, you're not allowed to kink shame anybody, okay? If somebody out there wants to tase themselves in the nuts and get hard or get whatever, that's their business. As long as I'm not paying for their medical bills to get kinky, I'm fine with it. And frankly, if they shock their balls too much and they can't reproduce, I count that as a win-win.
Yeah, actually, who paid for the medical attention for the Florida man? Florida man?
Are you kidding me? The taxpayers. I promise you it was the taxpayers.
You paid for well, I mean, not you, but any Florida people paid for that. No,
the American people paid for that. I promise you. I probably donated a couple of cents to having that prong removed from his genitals.
No, yeah. You contributed.
I know.
You're an accomplice.
I'm not an accomplice. I didn't. Dude, it was forced. I was forced against my will to do it. It's not something I wanted to do. Not an accomplice. And you're not a cop. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, boss.
All right, so our last topic's probably, given the time that I'm seeing that we're ranting, we've gone on for a lot longer than I thought we had. We're actually going to touch on Twitch, which I briefly mentioned earlier. For those uninitiated, I used to stream on Twitch. I streamed for nearly 2 years, and it was one of those things where it took me quite a while to build up to the point where I was willing to kind of show my face and do this stuff, because while I feel like I'm a good entertainer, which some may argue I'm not, but the point is, even though I feel I've got that entertainer spirit, like I want to entertain people, I was nervous about doing it because I didn't know how to approach it. Hell, I still don't know how to approach it. Doing a podcast is a little easier because I've got somebody there directly, with me the whole time. So it's not hand holding so much as it's just a more comfortable format. When you're up there on the stream by yourself and everything you're doing on the stream saying the video game that's being displayed, when all of that is just you, there's a lot more pressure to do well, if that makes sense. So,
or not, depending on what you're actually doing. What's the point of the streaming?
Yes, but to do well as far as entertaining them, though, you don't have to be good at the video game. You just have to be entertaining. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So some of that was quite difficult. Anyone who does well at that format, first of all, you have my respect. It's not easy to do well at that format. But of course, I was on Twitch, and that was just a place that I went to because I was like, well, they have the largest audience. I'm going to be easier to find. Or, more people looking, this kind of stuff. I went with Twitch. Now, since I have left, I have grown more and more disdain toward Twitch because of the stuff that they put us through and the stuff that they have such one-sided rulings that I think are really dumb. There's been so many people banned for some stuff, quote unquote banned, who get a week off, and that's it. There's a girl who I will not name her name because I don't want anybody searching, but she does so many cosplay things where she It's a chick who has been caught showing off her hoo-ha on stream.
Ooh.
And then she got banned for a week.
A week only?
A week. This woman showed her vagina on stream, got banned for a week, and then came back to nearly double the follower count and 50% increase in her subscribers.
Because basically she got nicknamed as the one chick who showed her.
No, because she operates as a IRL streamer, which is a in real life streamer. So she doesn't do like video games and stuff, but like she gets on camera and she wears really, really small gym clothes and she like stretches.
Oh.
Or she tries to do ASMR, which I've heard her ASMR. And this part of this is jealousy. I'll be first to admit that. I don't think this broad has any talent. I don't think she has any talent. I don't think she's a good entertainer. I think she's playing off the horniness of young men who want to see her naked, which, by the way, you can find that on the Googles. I've already searched and verified that. So it's one of those things where like, it's just, she has no talent. And I'm so upset with the scenario because I worked my ass off to try and get somewhere. And this woman just flaunts her bits and she gets there. And yeah, there is some jealousy to that. She clearly has an easier road getting what she wanted out of the scenario. And she flashed her pussy for all the world to see on a site that said, don't flash your pussy. She got banned for a week and came back. And one of the arguments that I've read about why she stayed as opposed to why she wasn't removed permanently, because this is not the first time that she's done. Like, she showed her boobs on stream accidentally a couple of times now. And then she showed her hoo-ha off. I mean, like, this woman is clearly willing to get naked on camera on stream, get banned, get more people, get more publicity, because there were articles written about this girl after she did that. So yeah, guess what? There was a lot of attention being given to her. That's why her follower count nearly doubled and her subscriber count went up, by more than 50%.
Yeah, but is the attention got by the wrong reason? Like, it's
it
not
doesn't.
really...
That's the thing. She wanted those to be the reasons that she got the attention.
Would you really be proud of that?
Would I? No, which is why I'm saying I don't like her. I don't think she has any talent. But the point is, she's out to make money, Julian.
Like everybody, yes.
She's got like really super skimpy cosplays. She says that if you subscribe to her, I'm picking on one person. I'm going to get to the whole thing here in just a second. If you subscribe to her, you can get her special invite-only Snapchat. Well, guess what's on there?
Nudes.
Although it's not actually nudes, but it's like super skimpy cosplay stuff. But that's also against Twitch terms of service. They've known about this for a long time, and yet Twitch continues to do it. Now, why do you think Twitch kind of turns a blind eye to all this shit that she's constantly doing and breaking their rules? Because
they're making money out of her?
They're making money.
Yeah, they're basically using her.
Yeah, they're using her and she's using them.
It's a win-win situation.
My whole point is that Twitch has not actually got its content creators' best interests at heart. They don't have their best interests at heart. And it's obvious if you go and do it for a few months. I say months because it can take a while to really let everything set in. When I was at Twitch, one of the hardest things to deal with was trolls. Twitch, for a long time, did not set up an ability for that if someone just created an account and they did not have that account verified, they could still go on to chats and talk. Like, that should be defaulted. So that was a thing that went on for a while, and they eventually changed it so that the channel owner, the content creator, could actually set it up so that if you are, not a verified, if you haven't done a verified email and all that stuff,
you cannot enter the stream chat.
You cannot say anything in the chat. But that took a while. Why did that take so long? We're dealing with people that come in there just to be dicks. One of the reasons I dislike Twitch now is because of the community that Twitch has. Twitch has an awful community. And I'm saying that being in a lot of different communities on Twitch, because these people that I'm not going to name names because there's a lot of good people in these communities who don't realize that they're being used. But the point is that a lot of these communities that you can join trying to grow as a streamer, first of all, there's like 12 million of you on Twitch. What the fuck do you think the odds are of you standing out?
Oh, very low.
Not very. You're going to have to, show your pussy on stream to get attention.
Yeah, basically cause a controversy to get attention.
Yes, 100%. Or you have to go around from stream to stream and donate money and kind of get that goodwill going on. That's another thing you can do. You can do those. And apparently I found out that if you donate money to another streamer's channel, you can actually write that off as advertisement.
Ooh.
Which I was just like, oh, well, I found out one person's marketing plan. That's awesome. So it's just one of those things where you have to realize if you go into Twitch, you're going to have some people that you like, but you're all competing. And at the end of the day, they want to grow. And if that means that you don't grow so that they can grow, it's going to happen. It's one of those where everybody has a, like, oh, we're all going to be positive. Like, yeah, positivity. Shut the fuck up. I'm here to win.
Well, I mean, but isn't that the nature of every social media or streaming service?
It is, yes. But the problem is that the Twitch communities have this two-face alignment to them, okay? They're going to tell you, like, we're here, we're all about supporting each other and positivity. No, you're not. You're not here to support each other. You're here to look like you're supportive so that you get support from other people. That's the entire point of it. Now, not everybody's going to fall into that role. I understand that. Some people are going to genuinely want to support others. Those are people I count as not winning because they're putting so much more effort into looking into supporting others than they are into supporting themselves. If you look at this from a business perspective, it's not going to ever work in your favor when ultimately everybody around you is telling you the same thing. And that's what everybody in any of these Twitch communities tell you is that, first of all, there's a thing called a follow for follow. Julian, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, you told me about that. I follow you, you follow me.
Yeah, if I go and follow your channel, you'll follow me back. That's all it is. It literally just raises your follower count. The problem with that is a lot of people, myself included at one point, fell into the trap of I needed 50 followers. I need 50 followers and an average viewer count of 3 to get my Twitch affiliate status. Okay, that was like the bare minimums. Looking back on that, that's way, way, way too low. But Twitch lowered the standards so that you can start charging money for subs and getting payments through bits, all of which are things that they get payments for. They get money for. So they lowered the standard to get that so they can start getting just a little extra money out of you. That's all it was, just a little extra money. So that was one of the things. And it's one of those things where you got follow for follow. There's also a thing called lurk for lurk, which would mean that you go onto somebody's channel, you turn it on and you walk away. You're not actually watching, but you're just, you've got the channel up. So there's a congruent view going on that entire time. That's a lurk for lurk.
Yeah, but didn't you tell me that Twitch don't like lurkers?
They don't like lurkers because there's no money in lurkers. If you're just sitting there lurking, watching the channel, you're not earning Twitch any money. But the problem is that you need, to a certain degree, until you get big, you need lurkers in your channel because the way that they do things, it's not based on like the posits, like how good your stream is. It's based on how many people are watching it. You could be a diamond in the rough. And if somebody who's a giant asshole who is constantly toxic on their stream has 2,000 people watching and you are a good person and you do like a great stream and you really put a lot of effort and stuff into it and you have 20 people on your stream, they're definitely going to show that 2,000 person because first of all, they're controversial, they're toxic.
Right.
So they're going to get a whole lot more attention and there's 2,000 people watching them. So hopefully some people come in, hopefully some people subscribe. Like that's their, and I understand from a business standpoint, I understand why they do it. I'm not objecting to that at all. I understand, but I'll tell you this, Twitch never gives you the opportunity to try and grow in an organic manner. They always screw you over on everything that you do. It's really, really hard to grow on Twitch. Like ridiculously difficult no matter what you do to grow on Twitch. And it's because there are so many people. It's because there's so much stuff going on. And I've really held on to this and I'm not doing my argument any favors right now. And I realize that.
Well, you're explaining your experience. You do know what you're talking about, so.
I do know what I'm talking about for doing it for almost 2 years. And that's one of the things is that other people in the community tell you, well, you need to have a camera. You have to have a better microphone. And I'm just like, first of all, my mic is fantastic. Have you heard my sound quality? My sound quality is the shit, son. My stuff is because I've got an IT guy from Argentina fucking help me hook this shit up.
Hey
to Julian. Like I even bought like a Stream Deck like thing that I used. It was $150. $150. I dropped $150 on a thing that I don't use anymore. Although I occasionally do because I reset it back up with like other stuff. But there's so much stuff there.
Well, you can always use it. You can give it another use.
I spent nearly $2,000 on a brand new computer because my old computer couldn't keep up with streaming. So there's that. And really, it does become a money sink. So it's one of those things where if you ever get comfortable with what you're doing with your stream, like, okay, I don't need to improve anything else, something's going to break down. You always need to improve. You're always sinking money into it. I promise you, it's a very expensive hobby and it can be a rewarding hobby. It can. I've met some very fantastic people. I met Julian through my stream, so that's one thing that I will never regret. But it's one of those things where it's not the easiest. So anybody who's looking into it, understand it isn't a hard uphill battle. And I would highly recommend you check out other platforms besides Twitch. A lot of the communities on Twitch are actually low-key toxic. They're low-key toxic because a lot of those communities that you think are trying to help you aren't actually trying to help. What they're actually doing is they're using you to feed themselves. That's it. They're using you to feed themselves. The big communities always tout how many people they have in them. And yet most of those people in them aren't active. That's pretty much with any large group, unfortunately. But the point is that these groups aren't out there to help you. And I've always said if I ever go back to streaming, and one day I might, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I need to get into the right headspace and stuff. And I need to really organize how I want to do everything. And if I ever go back, first of all, I may be considering YouTube. Hell, I don't know. Just because it may be simpler. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. So the whole point is that you've got all these things, you've got all these people, they're all competing, but they're not telling you that they're competing. They're lying to your face. Everybody out there is competing. You can get friends, make no mistake. You can get friends who have similar, ideologies and on like what they want to play and this and that and do whatnot. But for the most part, you're on your own and you need to treat it like you're on your own. Doesn't mean you can't hang out in other people's chats. Doesn't mean you can't chill out with other people. But when you go to stream, that's your time. You're on the stage, not the group that you're with. And I've learned a lot since I did Twitch. It's one of those things where I'm telling you for your own benefit, if you ever want to do these things, it's like you're on your own. Never expect to make it, but never stop trying if that's what you want, because it does not get any easier. I promise you. For doing it for nearly 2 years, I've seen people who I think have no talent whatsoever rise above me. And I'm talking about no talent. Like they use money and they do nothing but giveaways. Hey, I'm doing a giveaway. You have to be present to win. All these things. Like, well, that's how you're getting your views, man. It's not that people actually give a shit about the entertainment you're putting out. You're giving away stuff constantly and you're saying if they're not present, then they can't win. That's the only reason they're freaking there.
Yeah, you're basically paying for your viewers.
And I understand that from time to time to kind of get new, fresh faces in and get people to like get interested in the channel in case you're lolling behind. But if that's your entire means of like entertaining people, you're not actually entertaining people. And I've gone through like a lot, like you can ask my wife, God bless, she ain't here to corroborate this, but there's times when I was just like, do I actually suck at what I do? Like, am I just bad? Is that why I'm not growing? And I would analyze my stuff and I would rewatch my videos and I'm like, I'm having a good time watching my stuff. I think I'm good. I may not be the best and I definitely still have stuff to learn, but like I put myself through hell trying to figure out why I couldn't grow. And I would come up with different plans and I would try different things. And Julian can attest to this.
That is true.
I've tried so many different approaches to try and get people into the Twitch channel and none of them really worked. So it's one of those things where like it's difficult. So if you want to get into streaming in general, really assess, like watch a lot of it and really think about like what stuff did this person have to do to get everything to work as cleanly and as smoothly as it does. That's something nobody considers is how.
Yeah, and most of the times it's just a stroke of good luck. Like you gotta be extremely
I'm not just talking about
to
success. I'm talking about like okay, there's one streamer on Twitch that I actually really do like. It's Maximilian Dude.
Right.
He does a really good job. The problem, though, is that he's had several years. He's got really high-end equipment, and everything looks really good because he paid people to make it look really, really good.
I mean, you're not expected to be able to do everything on your own.
No, and that's fine. That's fine. But my point was it's going to be a money sink. You're going to be paying money for stuff.
Yes.
It's not just like, oh, hey, look, he's got all these awesome graphics and he's got this and he's got that. And it's like, yeah, now you go and do that. See how much programming and shit you got to do to get that set up. I promise you, it's going to take more than a couple of hours. Nothing works right the first time. I promise you.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
It never works right the first time.
Not even on the recording side. Oh, my God. It won't ever work in the first time. And if it does, you're extremely lucky, or you use someone else's setup.
Yes.
And you're still prone to failure.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. So yeah, no. So that's my beef with Twitch is that I feel like they're inconsistent with the rulings. I feel like, first of all, I think they got to the point where they had such a large market share that they really didn't give a shit about their content creators, big or small, especially the small ones who weren't flashing pussy. I feel like I was ignored when I had an issue and I had to contact Twitch and they took forever for an issue to come around. I'm talking about 3 months for something to actually get fixed. I didn't bring it up to anybody.
Jesus.
It took around 3 months for an issue that I was consistently dealing with to get fixed. So, and that's the thing is that, I don't know, I feel like people on Twitch are two-faced and not everybody, clearly not everybody, but when it's consistent that almost every streamer that I've had, that I've dealt with and kind of gotten close to and learned about and, did stuff on a personal level, it's no coincidence that nearly every single one of them have like basically become douchebags and left.
In my opinion, I think that's what Twitch ends up driving you to. Because let's be completely honest here, supporting someone isn't easy. And when they change drastically or something goes wrong, it reflects on you in a way that kind of wants you to leave. I mean, aside from not wanting to hurt their feelings, you kind of end up being a douche at the end, but not because you really wanted it to. It kind of drove you into doing so.
Yes, to a certain degree, unless that person is highly consistent in like what their content is. Yeah, I agree. But I'm actually speaking more of like on a personal basis, not like supporting their channel, but like being a friend of that person. I've had a lot of people that think that they can make jokes about my weight, which, you know, is fine. I understand that I'm a big guy. That doesn't bother me in the least. But if I turn around and make jokes about them, then I'm a massive asshole.
You're the devil's incarnate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the worst person ever. Holy shit, how dare do I think I can say that? Like, motherfucker, you called me fat on my stream. You called me a fat bastard on my stream and I just let it roll off. And I made a comment about you being unemployed and then suddenly, oh, holy shit. Oh my God, I'm the fucking devil incarnate. Oh my God.
Yeah. So what you reap.
If we're pointing out facts here and you're mad at your facts, get mad at yourself because that's the situation you're allowing for. But I mean, like, that's the thing. There were people that they had a beef with other people who in stream groups who decided that because I was not as pissed off at these people as they weren't going to be my friend anymore. Like, I've had that happen multiple times. So
kind of like what happens in school. If you don't agree with them, they're not your friends.
Well, apparently that's just society at large. So the point, and I'm going to keep coming back to this because we actually do need to end the podcast, is streaming is not simple. It's not easy. If you see someone who makes it look easy, they're actually doing a lot of work behind the scenes because they've got all their ducks in a row before they fire up that stream and they feel comfortable in front of that camera to do what they need to do. That takes a lot of work. So if you're thinking about getting into it, expect to do a lot of work before you ever turn on the stream for the first time. I promise you. On top of that, trust in yourself. Don't trust in communities. The communities are not the most to be trusted. And do the best that you can and think of it as a hobby rather than a future goal, than a future career. And you'll be good to go. I think that's probably the best advice I can give on streaming. So, all right. And ladies and gentlemen, really do appreciate you with that more somber discussion right there that I went on for much longer than I intended. But thank you all so much for hanging tight. Julian, thank you so much for joining me once again.
Absolutely, man.
All right. And as always, friends,
stay awesome.